They say all the best stories in life deserve a bit of context, so we're gonna rewind to the beginning of last year. It was 2 decisions I made that led me exactly to where I am now. Alright, pause. This would probably be a good time to mention that my friends and I all live in vans that we built out from scratch.
Hey, no f***ing honking!
That is a whole nother story. I had just made the decision not to pursue a typical education. Excuse me, I'm dropping out. Now, you might be asking yourself, if you've just dropped out of college, how are you going to make an income to travel the world? And that leads me right into choice number 2. I just started taking social media a bit more seriously, which eventually led me to getting paid for the first time. Now, this was enough to sustain traveling, but it also got my brain thinking. How could I go on traveling all while saving for a future? And so I went down the rabbit hole, searching every day and night for a way to make it work. And after countless YouTube videos and Google searches, I finally found my plan. This will always be one of my greatest achievements yet, because what started as an Instagram DM to a company I had never heard of before turned into a profitable dream. And while it all may look quite simple, for months before, this is how that process really looked. Alright, I must have sent at least 100 messages today. I'm not even kidding. I think I've sent... Yep, same here. I must have sent 100. I'm just trying to figure out how to even work this thing, to be honest. I don't know how to use it. You gotta figure out how to work that thing, man. Yep, I know. So in the beginning, my main focus was just reaching out to different companies and getting my name out there. Even getting some DMs in on the toilet. Hey, give me some privacy and put this tape on while you're at it. Well, the reality is that for this time period, I wasn't getting very much interest from any brands at all. For each one company that had even considered my capabilities, 25 others would shut me down. But this never really deterred me, because the whole game is really as simple as getting one person to believe in you. And so everything I did to get to where I am now can pretty much be credited to one thing. Fake it until you make it. By no means am I any sort of expert working with cameras, and I still learn new things each and every day. But I've always found a way to excel in areas of my life where I lack talent by having an intense amount of passion. So after many months of posting my work and reaching out to new clients, I was finally rewarded with my first big win. I secured a job that paid me a guaranteed amount of money each month for things I already loved to film. Now this allowed me to start taking trips more frequently to all different corners of the world. Now once I got to this point, let's just say life began to move pretty fast. Over the course of the next few months, I made the decision to take every dollar I made and put it towards going to capture dream experiences of mine. I watched sunrises reflect off of Mount Fuji and dodged the crowds in downtown Tokyo. Then I rode mopeds through the Thai countryside, and one of my favorite trips of all was backpacking in the Peruvian Andes to see Machu Picchu. So all while accomplishing my absolute goal of seeing the world, I was learning how to use my camera to jump into a realistic career. Now, each and every single trip was consistent of 3 things. 1, I would always take a big jump forward at understanding cinematography and learning new techniques in real time. Number 2, with each trip I gained more and more connections with brands, leading to a quickly growing client list. And number 3, which is the most important thing in my opinion, I always had a kick-ass time. Oh shit.
So far. Eager for action, hot for the game, the calming attraction, the drop of a name. They knew all the right people, they took all the right pills, they threw outrageous parties, they did heavenly bills. There were lines on the mirror, lines on her face. She pretended not to notice, she was caught up in the...
By summertime, I was starting to have a lot more confidence in my creative skill set. I figured out that my greatest feat may not be getting the most jaw-dropping shot ever, but I certainly felt good enough to put together and tell the story behind it. No amount of words could explain really just how great of a time in my life this was. My friends and I are all on similar paths, and every summer for the past 3 years, we've got together to live in our cars for the season. But there's something that was just so uniquely special about this particular year.
You said what?
Squirrel could outbeat a bear.
There was a new sense of freedom felt among the group, and in any direction I looked, I saw someone reaching for new heights and pushing the boundaries of their dreams. Every day was filled with fantasizing about the future and setting new goals for ourselves. We lived life like we were in some sort of coming-of-age movie, and say what you will, but life's what you make of it, and that's a damn good one. So when someone asks me what the beginning of my 20s were all about, this is what I tell them. It's been about taking the risks and chasing dreams I was always told are impossible. In this summer, creating videos about my experience traveling became everything that keeps me up at night. And that's what I think has played such an important role in getting me to where I am today. As fall started to roll in, the videos I was making were beginning to attract more attention, and I set off for my last big adventure of 2023. It was the first day of October when I stepped foot off my last one-way ticket of the year.
Is that humanity?
Over the next month, with a small group of buddies, we set out to explore the country, and my biggest goal was to create a video to do that experience justice. In this process, I had one of the best travels of my life. I checked a whole bunch of things off my bucket list, and while it's hard for me and my friend group to be serious at times, we were able to produce some of the coolest scenes we've ever made. For many weeks, we traveled in every way you could possibly think of to different places in the country. Eventually, our time here in Peru came to an end, and as a switch up from a rather long style of travel, we made the decision to fly to Costa Rica in order to do some surfing. We invited the rest of our group back from the States and had 8 of us living in the hostel dorms, which got very hectic, as you can imagine. We traveled through the countryside and enjoyed all the adventures it had to offer, and it's the only time we've had nearly the entire friend group out of the country. As the year started coming to an end, everyone flew home and brand deals were flowing in for the holidays.
So there he was, after an accomplished year of traveling, starting to reflect on his future goals. He had learned how to attract the new deals, and some might even say he got his feet fully into the doors of travel filmmaking. but he realized something early on that was very important. It's a very long journey to get to where he wants to be. So on December 28th, the boys set out to drive 40 hours across the United States to meet back up with the biggest caravan group yet.
Eventually, I made it to Arizona, where I met back up with the crew for the first time since Costa Rica. As per usual, we all messed with our vehicles for a day or two, then we hit the road. We celebrated being back together by camping in what's come to be one of our favorite places to sleep at on the way to California. In the morning, the rest of the caravan was assembled, and there we were, a handful of guys just trying to make it in this life. And as I started to take a step back, I looked around and realized we were successfully doing it.
To nowhere in particular.
What do you think about this moment?
This moment?
It's pretty good, huh?
I'm not even thinking it's that good.
Over the next 2 weeks, we spent the days driving up and down the California coast, capturing beautiful footage and enjoying the sun. The thing that's so special about this time is every single one of us has experienced struggle together. So to see everyone thriving in one of my favorite places was a great way to start 2024. One day we decided to have a kickball game by the ocean, and before we knew it, a whole bunch of different locals were asking to join.
Last night they loved you, opening doors and pulling some strings.
We all messed around together as the sun set, and finished the night with one of the greatest barbecues to ever be held on the Pacific Coast.
It's been a hard day. It's been a hard day for the trip.
Okay, guys, how's it going over here?
Oh yeah.
We were walking on the walk. We thought it was
365 days. A year had finally passed chasing this dream of mine, and so a few of my buddies hopped on a flight to Japan to reflect on everything that had happened. Everything about this trip was very symbolic because there I was sitting in the same chair at the same hostel on the exact same day as I was the year prior. The streets all looked the same, I got to claim the same bed space, and to my surprise, the same elderly man who lived in the hostel was there to sit and talk cameras again. One thing, on the other hand, felt completely different. I was able to look back and compare myself to the man I was the last time I was here. I realized that I'll always certainly have more to learn, but by this point it was official to me that I had actually made it in my dream of making my passion a career. What started out as a way to help a young traveler get out and see the world has shifted into something a whole lot bigger than that. So rolling into 2024, I had a great momentum behind me. I now understood exactly what it is I needed to do. Now it was just a matter of taking action. So to those of you out there wondering if you could ever make it in a creative space, I urge you to make the jump. You never know where you might be a year from now if you were to start today. All along, I did learn that it was possible in the end. I learned how to use my camera, and with it I created a life alive.
I want to hide. I wanna tear down the walls and hold me inside. I wanna reach out and touch the flame where the streets have no name. I want
Oh, buddy. Hi, my name's Caleb Howard. March 15th, 2004 was my birthday. Alex Brody, August 24th, 2002.